Joe Blackwell picked me up at the hotel one day, and he drove me across the island to where he lived. Never had I seen a land so beautiful. Now I knew where the writers of the Bible had got their description of paradise. They had come here to Jamaica, and then their words had been set down, and they must have been read ever since. Most of it is an incessant rolling and unraveling hill. One might say is all one hill. One might say Jamaica is all one hill, which rolls into millions of unceasing shapes for a length of 144 miles, and crosswise for another 50 miles, rising to 5 or 6,000 feet. Everywhere there's a blanket of green so thick that the earth never shows through. Jamaica is peopled primarily with dark-skinned people, perhaps 95%. They're well-spoken, courteous in the English manner, and they have been English subjects ever since the English swiped it from the Spanish in the 17th century. I knew that once more I had found Leiloki. Here I would come and here I would stay. This would be my base forevermore, 2 or 3 months a year, or 5 months a year. It reminded me of all the beauty of the Polynesian islands, but it had the civilizing features of the West, and the women were black, but comely. Joe took me to his house to meet his wife. She hadn't wanted to see me, for she was ill. Joe confided she had large painful boils on her behind, but when I arrived and met this pale-faced girl with the dark, intense eyes and beautiful teeth and laugh like the sound of water tinkling over a waterfall, we fell into the most animated conversation. I had come from one end of the earth, and she lived here, at the other, and yet it seemed that we had whole worlds to speak of. I can only say for Blanche Blackwell, who not long afterwards was divorced from Joe, that she and I became the fastest friends to the point where I thought of proposing, while still married to Nora, but I feared a rejection and perhaps a difference in our relationship. Blanche and I formed an enduring friendship, amazingly platonic. In fact, I believe with all my strange ways and life with women, with my love for them and often my bitterness towards them, with all this, I say there is no true friendship like that between a man and a woman, especially if platonic. I left Blanche and Joe, knowing that I would return to this greenest of all islands. Here I would buy property and settle. Here I would try to salvage myself. All around was the sea, fine tropic foods, rare seafoods, a wonderful region for skin diving, and sun, wonderful year-round sun. After 37 years of wandering, I had found my Grecian Isle. My second daughter, Rory, was born in 1947 in March. When that happened, I began to think I was living like an idiot. Here I had 2 lovely children by Nora, so I made a belated proposal if ever I made one. I asked her to live with me at Mulholland permanently, for the sake of the children, if not for ourselves. By now, neither of us had any love for the other, but maybe we should try to make a go of it. I offered to give her Mulholland in her name, which she might as well have taken, since afterwards Lily got it back for alimony. I was beginning to think of the children more than of myself, and more than of Nora, but I was too late. She was now friendly with a man she wanted to marry. That was of some concern to me because her friend had a lot of children of his own. Nora wanted to take over his children as well as have the custody of ours. We had a down-to-earth talk. I said, "If you're in love with this guy, that's fine. I wish you all the happiness in the world. What can I do for you?" She burst into tears. "You can't do anything more for me than you've done. You took me from nothing and made me something, and you've been so generous. I want to divorce you, and I won't take a penny from you. I'm going to walk out of your life. You can see the children. We can share them."